All right, folks, it is my honor to be at the Beaver County Courthouse where about 30 years ago I was a reporter for a local radio station and made many lifelong friends. And here are a couple of them that I would put in that same category. He is the current district attorney of the county that I call home. He is David Lozer. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in today, Rob.
And also a longtime member of the state police, the great Pennsylvania State Police, now the sheriff in Beaver County, Tony Guy. Tony, good to see you.
Thank you, Rob. Good seeing you too.
All right, National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day is coming up on Saturday, and Dave, you've been on the radio. We've talked about it before. But before we get to all of the things that you need to know on how you really can make a difference in fighting the war on drugs, let's talk about what's happening and why sheriff's departments are more important than ever as far as fighting this problem, which truly right now is the biggest problem that I think our country has.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and it's something that is affecting all levels of the socioeconomic scale. Like you said, this drug take back is a good way for just the average family to play their part in getting some drugs off the street. As simple as it may sound, people have got drugs out there in their medicine cabinets that end up becoming a part of this problem.
Robbie Chambers, Detective Lieutenant, Beaver County Drug Task Force, was talking to us earlier, and he's doing amazing work under the direction of this man. And one of the things that you said on the radio, sir, that I have been thinking about for weeks later is the fact that most of the people that end up on drugs, meaning these prescription drugs that eventually lead to heroin, and in many cases end up dying, are good people who have gone bad. Explain that to the audience.
Probably at least 80% of everyone on heroin today starts out on a legitimate prescription for pain medications. They're a young teenager with a sports injury. They're middle-aged with a knee surgery. There's a young person with a gallbladder surgery. They end up on OxyContin, Percocet, Percodan, and they become hooked because the prescription goes on too long. After a while, they end up having the prescription expire, but by that time they're hooked. Then they end up stealing pain medications from their parents, relatives. They end up trying to buy pain medications from friends in the black market. Pretty soon they end up trying heroin because they can't afford the high cost of buying prescription pain medications. So pretty soon they're taking heroin. Then once they take heroin, their life just falls apart.
Now listen, here's something else you have to consider is the fact that we're dealing with major unemployment numbers in Beaver County. And if you saw the Beaver County Times today, they continue to get worse. Hopefully we're going to be seeing, the light at the end of the tunnel with this proposed Shell petrochemical plant. But speaking of business, it has gotten so bad, Mr. Guy, that the people that are selling these drugs, and Mr. Lozer, they look at it like it's their business.
It is their business. It's a money-making opportunity for them. This is they conduct it as a business. They protect their business. Unfortunately, the bad part about this business and what's different from most businesses is they prey on people who have problems. They make their money on the backs of the people who may be weak-willed or fallen into an addiction problem. And it is a business, but it's not a good business.
Beaver County Coroner, good friend Dave Gaybeyer, he has been a very busy man, sad to say, of late. Once again, this is a fact. 5 deaths because of drug overdoses in Beaver County in one day. It's happened, right?
Absolutely. And of those 5 deaths, 3 of them were over age 60. We end up with the average person, every profession, every race, every sex, hooked on heroin, resulting from prescription drug abuse. And there's a large number of these heroin addicts now, or heroin dealers that are selling heroin mixed with fentanyl. And that's poisoning these people. So we end up again with 5 deaths in one day in Beaver County. We have at least 22 so far this year. We're breaking records in Beaver County regarding the number of overdoses and the number of overdose deaths. And it's in every corner of Beaver County. It's in every family in Beaver County if we would actually talk about it.
They are working with law enforcement at every level to fight this problem, right?
Yes, we have a drug task force in the field in Beaver County that's working with the FBI, the DEA, the U.S. Attorney General's office, the PA Attorney General's office, and every municipality. We have several dozen dedicated anti-drug officers working together every day to stem the problem. But we've got to get into schools and educate in schools. We have to get the pills out of the medicine cabinets.
All right, before we go, we're going to go over the National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day schedule, everything that you need to know this Saturday, April 30th from 10 until 2. One other thing I want to talk about, crime and punishment, but we begin with the other officers on the force, the canines,
Yes.
how important they have been to fighting this problem.
Yeah, the canines out there have been, I believe, instrumental in assisting in going after these businesses, so to speak, that are out there preying on our citizens in Beaver County.
One of the things we've also talked about, putting more people in jail is not the answer to this.
No, we aren't going to arrest our way out of this. We have to intervene in junior high school and high school with the kids that are evolving from alcohol or marijuana into prescription pills, or the teenagers and the young people who are buying prescription pills. But so we have to intervene. We also have to educate with those kids, but we have to come up with better rehab options. We have people that have a disease, but we have to work with all the various rehab options to make sure that when we have somebody with an identified problem, if we can solve their problem, instead of putting them in jail, if we can put them in a rehab program and maybe save that life, it's far more important.
How much has the drug Narcan helped? Obviously, you would like to see people completely stop before that has to be used to bring them back to life in many cases, but how much of a help has it been?
Narcan is crucial because when someone goes into an overdose, if you can get Narcan in their system within the first couple of minutes, it practically brings them back to life. And if you have a scared addict who wakes up, there's a chance that person being brought back to life can go into rehab.
I really commend all of you for what you're doing here. Let me give you the location that I'm looking to let. Oh, there it is.
This is Narcan. I have a sample that I carry with me to show everybody. We want to put that in every school. We want to put that in every police car. And if there's a family out there that has a person on an addiction, they can go to a drugstore and they can get this to keep in the house, so in case there is an overdose.
Oh yeah, here we go. National Prescription Drug Take Back Day, this Saturday, April 30th, just a couple of days. 10 until 2, Beaver County Courthouse, along with the Beaver Falls Police Department, Chippewa Township Police, Freedom Borough Police Department, Harmony Township, Hopewell, Midland Borough Police Department, along with New Sewickley Township, the Pennsylvania State Police Barracks, Brighton Township, right off of Brighton Road, and of course Walgreens in Rochester, Pennsylvania. Tell them how it works, David.
What we do is we'll have a police officer from the municipality and probably a county employee, either a detective or a sheriff deputy there, from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock with a box. And people can come and empty their pill bottles into the trash, into these boxes. At the end of the day, we'll gather those, and the DEA will come to the courthouse, gather up all those pills and destroy them. Just as an average, last year, on National Drug Take Back Day, Beaver Falls, they got over 80 pounds of pills. That's the severity of the problem. They got to get the pills out of the medicine cabinets because they're feeding addictions.
Any closing comments, Sheriff?
Yeah, I just want to make sure people understand how these prescription drugs fit in. You know, you don't recognize an addict when you see him walking down the road or walking into your house for that matter. Maybe a friend, maybe a family member who is on the road to becoming addicted to heroin. These things that are in your medicine cabinet that you're not being used or are expired are contributing to this problem because they're stealing them out of medicine cabinets and they're ending up either in their system or out on the street. That's part of this step-by-step process to get to heroin, and that's why this program is important.
Let me say one more thing. If there's anybody out there watching this that may be able to help either of these gentlemen do their job, I'm sure that both of you would accept the phone call.
Absolutely.
Makes sense?
724-773-8550, the DA's office.
You people are extremely important out there to help them continue to save a whole lot of lives, and it just may be someone that you know. Thank you so much for joining your Pratt Pack today. District Attorney David Lozer and the Sheriff of Beaver County, Tony Guy. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.